Well, everybody, I've had a few emails, actually several emails come in. It's funny because every single time this happens, it's like the people in question, they reach out to me. And in this case, I've got the FoodCoin guys on. Now, last time I spoke with Mark, and he's on the line with us. They're both on audio, and reason being, of course, they're in Russia, and bandwidth issues and that thing. It's going to work out a lot better if it's just audio only rather than video on both of them with me. It's just it would end up chopping up and stuff. We're having some issues. So, anyways, I've also got Greg, and he's the
Yeah.
actual founder of FoodCoin. And if you guys remember when I first did the video with Mark a few months back, we had a little fun in the beginning where we were talking about the Rocky movie. I must break you, and he had that Russian accent. So I was like, man, can we just say that in the beginning for fun? And he did. So, anyways, there's some updates. Everyone's wondering what the heck's going on. We did the pre-sale. What's this thing about a new sale? And where are our tokens? And what about the USA people? Are we not going to be able to get our tokens and that kind of thing? So, perfect timing. They've reached out to me. Hey, can we do another video? It's Saturday morning, early my time, but it worked out good for them. So I felt like, yes, let's do this. So, Mark and Greg, pleasure to have you guys on. So what's going on? Let's talk. What's going on with FoodCoin? What's some interesting news?
Well, Joe, hi. This is Gregory, and firstly, let me thank you for inviting us to this interview. And it's very important for us to bring our ideas directly to the community. And well, I think that I can share any news, interesting news about FoodCoin.
Okay.
We have a huge, we have a huge progress, and over the past 3 months, we have achieved really tremendous progress. Firstly, FoodCoin Group is now a Swiss-based company, incorporated in Canton of Lucerne, and thanks to FoodCoin, Canton of Lucerne joined to Crypto Valley in Switzerland and expanded. Now
Good.
Crypto Valley is not only Zurich and Zug, but already Lucerne as well. Well, our token generation event is preparing in compliance with Swiss legislation in order to avoid the risks in the future that many projects had encountered.
Okay. Let me stop you for 1 second, just so that everybody watching knows what he just meant when he said token generation event. That's what they're calling what you and I formerly knew as an ICO, initial coin offering, right? Because
Yeah,
FoodCoin had the pre-sale, which you and I all got into, most of us anyways. Now it's time for the regular ICO, or as they're calling now, token
yeah.
generation event, just so that everybody's clear what he just meant. So please continue.
Yeah, our Swiss lawyers said us forget about ICO. Now it's token generation event.
Okay.
That's why we need to announce it like TGE.
Okay.
Well, we have a Swiss partner bank which will allow us to legally accept funds from our token generation event, and we have added payment mechanisms for products and services on the global platform of 1,000 ecofarms. Uh, we added what FoodCoin as a payment mechanism, and now if any farmer who are ready to accept FoodCoins, uh, able to do it, and all prices will be indicated in FoodCoins as well, not only in euros or in rubles, but in FoodCoins as well. And in the near future, we will announce a convenient mechanism for using FoodCoin as a payment method on third-party sites too. Well, we uh, announced a few days ago the strategic partnership with US company Bitland. It's a blockchain company, and cooperation of FoodCoin and Bitland is a great partnership opportunity to build an ecosystem around farm-to-table supply chain tracking. And Bitland provides registration of land cadastre on blockchain for African farmers. And we are very excited about this partnership in the angle of development in Africa. And the most important, I think, success of achievement, it's our community. FoodCoin has very strong, very solid community, which consists of, not from speculators, but from the healthy food enthusiasts who support us and, as rule, prompt some interesting ideas. And we are very proud about our community and this fact.
So on this, on the ICO or the no, excuse me, the TGE,
TGE, yeah.
token generation event. Excuse me. That starts on what day?
December 12th, and will last 2 weeks until December 26th.
Okay. Now, for everybody listening, remember they already had the pre-sale, so they set that up. We all got in, a lot of us. This is the final sale, if you will. And once it ends, how long will it take for people to get their tokens? And then I'm going to ask you at the same time, because there was a thing about Americans. Are we going to be able to get our tokens or not? Maybe you can answer that too. So when it ends, how long till the tokens are released? And then the American question.
Well, actually, tokens already distributed, but all of them are frozen now. And FoodCoin will be transferable in 1, maybe 2 weeks after token generation event. I think that it will be on the early January.
Okay.
And as to question about U.S. citizens, it's a little bit strange for me to hear this question, because we did include a restriction for U.S. citizens during our August event, and all our followers were warned that U.S. citizens are not allowed to purchase tokens. And moreover, everyone had to confirm the agreement in which this restriction was clearly and definitely described.
Yeah.
And in addition, they had to select checkboxes that they are not subjects to the US law. I can assume that some users combined into some pools organized by non-US citizens to bypass this restriction. And I think that this is the responsibility of these users. But in any case, our short answer is that we will distribute the tokens to everyone in whose accounts they are located.
Yeah.
We actually want to include the US citizens and US farmers in our project, because the US market is the huge and the biggest and potential market for our project. But the compliance with the US regulations are very expensive for us now.
Okay.
Well, we're working hard, and we hope that during the second stage we will fix this issue. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. It's a huge market, and that's why I think in the beginning of when the ICOs were coming out, June, July, August, and everything was happening, there's a lot of money in America, and all of us citizens over here want to get into these things. So yeah, I know what you said, because there's a lot of them that came out, and it said, check the box, I'm not an American citizen. Yep, and people still found a way around that to get in because they just wanted it, and I understand that. But yeah, there's so much money here, and talk about an agricultural powerhouse, the United States. So yeah, it'd be great if you guys that ultimately get to that point where everything's in compliance, and cryptos going forward, like maybe 2018, we're beyond this whole thing that we had to deal with in the middle part of 2017, where everyone that comes out with a new coin or ICO says, oh, no American citizens, and 2018 rolls around, and finally everybody's happy, and an ICO, or in your case a token generation event, comes out, and it just works for us Americans too. We don't have to try to find a way around it. So looking forward to those days, that's for sure.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself not to not to bring external noises into this program, but I apologize. Yes, so yes, I mean, just to confirm what Gregory was saying, our plans are to include U.S. citizens in the second stage of the TGE in 2018. We, as a company, will we'll have more resources and more time to devote to it, and frankly, we hope that U.S. regulatory environment will be a lot more clear by the time 2018 rolls along. There's a lot of people in the industry that are working on that, and we decided not to be not to break our heads by trying to be the first, but just be the followers in this particular instance.
Yeah, and just to clarify one last time, just to make sure I heard what I thought I heard, when it came to the American citizens who participated in the food, your ICO, well, again, the original we call a pre-sale or whatever, those people plus any new people who get in to your TGE, if they want to, in other words, new Americans, even though we're not supposed to, if they find a way, and I'm not telling them how to do it or whatever, but if they happen to find a way to get into the token sale, as long as someone sent ETH to you, you're pretty much going to be sending them food token, coins back.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's absolutely correct. Now, just one other thing to note, and we've communicated that to through our website and to all the earlier participants.
Okay.
The TGE phase will include a more stringent KYC and AML procedures. So KYC stands for, I don't know if your listeners know your customer,
yes,
and anti-money laundering procedures. So the new process, the new process will include, we will collect information about people participating, as in the country of origin. And if they will indicate United States, we are just absolutely not going to accept them as sad as it sounds for us.
Yeah. Okay.
But everybody who got in earlier during the earlier process, we certainly are not going to take anybody's tokens away from them.
Okay. So let me just ask this, and I don't know if you can answer this. If someone does want to get into it, and you have to, the know your customer rule, essentially you're going to be like requiring ID, that kind of a thing?
Basically, at the advice of our lawyers, yes. We're working with a third part. We're working with REALIST, an industry leader, the company called Identity Mind. A lot of crypto companies use them, and they have a streamlined process. Depending on the country that you select, they will ask you different questions, and different rules apply to each country, and they handle all those rules. At this, U.S. is not the only country that we're excluding. Unfortunately, China is the other one. But again, we hope that by the time 2018 rolls along, we will be able to figure out those restrictions for both of these locations.
Yep. Okay. Great. Just want to clarify that, because that was some of the questions I had, was if someone already sent ETH in, what's going to happen? Are we going to get ID'd and checked and this and that? And I said, I'll find out when I talk to these guys. So everybody listening, if you already got in, no matter where you are, pretty much you're fine. If you're thinking about getting in on the TGE event, which is coming soon, there's going to be a lot more stringent checks. So just checking a box, I'm not American, may not cover it. They're going to have, some deeper background check kind of a thing, where probably, in my opinion, from what I've already researched on that particular method that they use, it's usually an ID or passport or that kind of a thing. So just keep that in mind. So the sad part is there's an enormous amount of money in China and the U.S. that would love to get into a lot of these things that at this point can't. So it is what it is. But again, as we get to 2018, I think there will be some compliance measures met and things happening to where these companies, new ones that come out, whatever, won't be in a position where these guys are in right now, where they can't do it, they want to do it, they're this close to being allowing it, but they can't yet. And this is not exactly a bad thing, because everyone has to remember, we don't want the Wild West of cryptos. I mean, I keep talking about these Ponzi schemes, whether it's BitConnect or USI Tech or whatever one it is, and the next one implodes, and Laser Online implodes, and the next one. These are giving the whole crypto community a bad name. So when people like these guys say, look, we don't want to bend the rules. We want to be a legitimate company. We want to have a legitimate product on the blockchain. I'm sorry we can't, use this country or that country yet, but the day will be coming soon that they will. So this is a good thing in that sense. They're waiting for the proper regulatory measurements to come out so that they can meet them and say, okay, now we can, solicit, so to speak, Americans and people from China. It's a good step, but it does suck for people who may want to get into FoodCoin now that maybe didn't know this a few months ago or maybe new to my channel. Hey, I want to get in, I want to get in. However, I do have a lot of people that watch me from Australia, from different countries within the EU, and maybe some of you guys may want to get into FoodCoin because you will be allowed to. So that's good.
Actually, to add to that, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the person that introduced me to your channel is from Spain. So you have quite a wide listening audience, and that's one of the exciting things about FoodCoin is that based on the emails that we're getting, of course, we were not asking people their country of origin during the original stage, but based on the emails we're getting, support emails, etc., we get emails from all over the world, literally. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore when I get message from like Nairobi.
Yeah.
Or I get a message from Slovenia, or you name it. We have participants from all over the world.
Cool. And I want to ask you guys a question. When you had the first sale, I had a special link that I told because you were telling me, hey, if you give this to your link out to people who join, I might be qualified for some extra tokens or something, which it typically happens from a few of these places. So of course I used it. Is my link still valid? Because if it is, I'm thinking I might put it back up again for your second stage of the sale.
Yeah, your link works, and if your participants will follow your link, they will receive additional 25% to the standard multiplier, which is displayed on our website.
25%? Is that what you said? 25%?
Additional 25% to standard multiplier, which displayed on. If it is 1.2 now, for your followers, it will be 1.25.
Okay. Cool.
Well, yes, and they can use your link, and they are welcomed.
Well,
if they are not U.S. citizens.
yeah. If you're not U.S. citizen, keep in mind because this go around is a little bit stricter, right? Remember that. So now I will tell some people listening. I already know the answer because they've told me. Some of them will get together and create basically a pool and say, hey, this guy in the UK or wherever, he's going to handle the whole thing. And that's it, and they go through him. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't have a pool that I'm going to be messing with, so I can't help anyone listening on that, but I do know people have done that, and that's your business, and that's whatever you do. But I'm glad I just asked that question because I did not know that you would be entitled to an additional 25% of the multiplier or whatever, which is great because I almost didn't even think about asking that, but it dawned on me, I think I remember doing that, and that's cool, so that's really good. Is there anything else? Any other thing else you guys want to tell my subscribers?
What we can tell? We can tell, first of all, we have to say thank you very much to you and to your subscribers. And I think that thanks to your channel and to your interview, we have so many participants from all countries, as mentioned, Mark. And we want to invite most of them to our TGE event in December. And I want to say that it's a proud for us because we see that our project is very interesting, as I said, not only for speculators, but for people who are really involved in healthy food movement and who understand that food is the base of our life. and we are what we eat, you know.
Yeah.
And I want invite most of them to our TG event and move with us forward in this direction, you know.
Yeah. And I want to remind people, and this might be for the new people who, didn't hear me talk to you guys last time, or Mark last time, and we were talking about a scenario where, like we saw in Haiti, where the earthquake hit, and we had the Red Cross come in, and we had all these entities come in, and we're gonna, they raised $1 billion to help, and then when we would look back and see where the money went, this guy got paid off, that guy got paid off, corruption, and the money didn't get to the people. The people needed the food, they needed the shelter, they needed things, this money to rebuild their shelter, things like that. And I remember talking with Mark, and we said this would be one of the interesting things we could use FoodCoin for, and basically send help in a country that needs help using the FoodCoin token, because there could be a provider of food that needs to get paid with the tokens, and they give the food to the people directly, or the people can come right to them even, maybe. So that was just a scenario that we talked about as a possibility. So I thought of that as that gets rid of the middleman system we have now, which is the Red Cross, and everyone says, well, the Red Cross is good. Well, I don't know. I've seen some interesting things about the Red Cross, but I'm not going to discuss that now. But there's so many other ones. And the Clinton Foundation or the Clinton Global Initiative, we're going to help too. And they squandered all this money, and they gave it to their political friends and everything. And that goes across the board. It's not even just the Clintons. It's everywhere. So it's like, if I have something on my wallet, or I have access to a token, a crypto, and I see a problem in another country, I can sit here right where I am now talking to you guys and open up my wallet or application and say, I want to send these to this guy over there that I know is going to handle this. Or I can send it directly to the food manufacturer who's handling it and say, here's $100 worth of tokens. Give these people some food using that. And I don't have to worry about, a middleman. Now, I do have to worry about the person getting it, but if I'm going directly to the source that needs it, or one step away, it gets rid of these middlemen, and I'm totally for that. But then the other side is what you guys said about buying, selling, trading food with the token. So it's just kind of a dual purpose, in my opinion.
Yep, you're right, and that's exactly as we talked last time. That's exactly the point of FoodCoin, is making things transparent, making things open, and so that you know where your food comes from and you know where your money goes to. That's all. It's a simple idea.
Yep, and that's what blockchain's for. You can follow the blockchain, follow every transaction. You know exactly where it went, who it went to. Done. Gotta love it.
Joe, 3 days ago, I had very interesting conversation with one guy from UK bank. I don't want to name this bank, but it was very interesting conversation. He asked me, what are you doing, guys? What is your project for? And I understand. I try to understand what are you doing, why. And I began to explain him our ideas, our ecosystem, the mechanisms, tools, and so on. And then I asked him, well, tell me please, if somebody from, for example, UK needs to send a tractor to Nigeria, how does it work? And he began to describe that money needs to go through 6 banks, and every bank put on
fee.
Fee and profit and so on. And the price for Africa must be different than the price when this equipment exit from UK. And I asked him why. He said, because it's normal. It's a normal process, But when I said him that our system will exclude all these banks, and you can sell and buy using smart contracts, and you don't need 6 banks as middlemen, as intermediaries. This guy looked very scared, you know, because he understood that if this ecosystem will be implemented, they will lose a big part of pie, you know.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why we're doing this process. It's not easy, and we understand that it's a very long way in front of us, but we have to do it.
Yeah. We all understand that, you know, and that's why I was really intrigued by cryptocurrencies. I didn't believe them in Bitcoin or anything in 2013. I was just like, come on, guys, this is hang on 1 second. I was just like, you know, I can't touch it, I can't use it. What is this? I don't know, forget it. And then later on, I kept watching, listening, reading, researching, and I understood, okay, it's not so much Bitcoin, it's blockchain technology. Bitcoin, one of the first ones, but it's the blockchain technology. Okay, so now I'm starting to get it. And then by about 3 or 4 months later, 2013, I came out and did another video. Guys, I made a mistake. I think Bitcoin's something good. I'm going to keep tracking this thing for a while, you know. So from that point forward, I would always mention things. But then 2015, 2016 came around. 2017 comes around. Oh my gosh, crypto everything, right? So this is one of those reasons I also like blockchain technology. Get rid of these stinking banks that take their fees. I mean, for me to, if I had to, I hired a Russian programmer that was really, really good with PHP programming language years ago. And I found him online, and I'd have to do like Western Union, or I'd do wire transfers. It was so expensive. Yeah. And some of the stuff he was charging me for was only like, you know, I'll do that for $200. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. But when I go to send it to him, the fees were huge. And I'm like, man, that's money that he's not getting, and it's more money that I got to come out of pocket so he can get his $200. This is ridiculous. So I just wish that back, and this was several years back, I could just imagine if I had Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum and all these other ones. Hey, I need you to do $200 worth of work. Okay, what do you want? Litecoin, Bitcoin, or FoodCoin? What do you want? Oh, I'll take that. Okay, and I send it to him. There's no middleman. There's the tiny little, you know, network fee that happens across the blockchain everywhere. We all understand that. But there's no $20, $30, $40, $60 wire transfer, international wire transfer fee. Why is that? That's ridiculous. And it makes me mad, you know, when I think about why we constantly have to deal with these banks. And then they, you know, they blow up and they implode, and then we have to bail them out. And then they're money laundering, and they don't even get a slap on the wrist. They pay a fine. And guess who pays the fine? You and me, because we're the ones paying the $20, $40, $60 wire transfer fee and all these other fees and all that. Just, I'm so sick of the banking system. That's why I totally welcome anything blockchain related, and I try to find ones to talk about on my show, my channel, my YouTube channel, that there's not a lot of competition or no competition, and they're doing something really interesting, and I want to talk about that one. You guys were definitely one of those. And I just heard of another recent one where someone's trying to do a grocery store, you know, grocery store to your house, kind of an ICO, and I'm just like, not sure if that's going to work out as good as they may think, so I'm not touching that one. But anyways, guys, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Again, tell us the date that the TGE token event starts again.
December 12th.
Okay. And it lasts till how long?
Last until December 26th.
And is that the final one, or is there going to be an additional one in January?
No. It's last one in 2017.
Okay.
And the next and the last TGE and the main sale will be, I think, that in 1 year, and it will be launched after our blockchain will be launched.
Okay, but the tokens
after December event, we are going to start working on our blockchain, and hopefully will, for the next 1 year, well, we will be ready to launch our beta version. And before launching of our blockchain, FoodCoin ecosystem blockchain, we will launch the main sale, TGE, and it will be the final stage of our token generation event.
All right, and just to clarify one last time, somebody who got in on the pre-sale, and then this coming TGE, do they get their tokens at the same time, or how's that working?
No. After our December event, all purchased tokens will be distributed to all participants.
Okay.
And it will be convertible, and everybody will be able to go to exchange and change it on Ethers or Bitcoins and so on.
Okay.
And yes, and in 1 year, it will be a next TGE event, and the price of this event for our FoodCoin will be estimated on exchange.
Okay. Got it.
Well, and Joe, something that a lot of people are confused about, I just wanted to clarify,
sure.
And I was confused about that when I was originally looking at the project, is so we have, during the pre-sale and the TGE, the tokens are being distributed, and those are FoodCoins, right? You can use them at FoodCoins, you can use them for payment, but that's all you can use them for right now. So what we will be doing for the next year and for the next, and after that, is adding additional functionality to these tokens. And in order to do that, it will be a separate blockchain created. Okay. Essentially, right now, if you get a token, you get an Ethereum, it's an Ethereum derived token.
Yeah.
In a year, it will, in all likelihood, it will not be. There's still a lot of work remaining. We'll have to, there's a lot of time and effort that we need to put into it. But it is at that time, you will be able to use the tokens to track the origin of food that you're getting, to create smart contracts for purchasing goods across borders, across country lines, etc. All that will be happening with the real blockchain that will be released in a year and beyond.
So does someone that has the food coin tokens, like let's say today you already released them and I have some, in a year from now, are they swapped out for a different kind of a token?
They will be.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's ERC20.
Yes.
But when we will launch our FoodCoin ecosystem, it will be full-fledged altcoin.
Okay. You will have your own blockchain.
Yeah, we will have our own chain. We are going, and we are starting to create our own blockchain.
Got it. So I don't know if you're familiar with one called EOS. That sounds like kind of what.
No, EOS. ERC20. Sorry, EOS. ERC20.
No. You said it right. You said it right. I'm asking you guys. Have you heard of a token, an ERC20 token? The name of it is called EOS. It's a different one. They are kind of doing what you guys are doing, where they created an ERC20 token, and then they're building their own blockchain system, which will be due out around June or July of 2018. So this is similar, and I just want to remind people that one got down to 60 cents, and I'm telling everybody, get in. This will be a good speculative play. Just get in. It's up to $3 right now, and it's not even in 2018 yet, and they're talking about the middle of 2018. So I'm like, guys, it's already up 5 times. So maybe, both of my fingers crossed, maybe FoodCoin token, as it gets near and the news comes out, hey, our blockchain's coming out, FoodCoin goes, way up, and then we're all, back here cheering and clapping and that kind of thing. So
thank you.
Excellent. Guys, it was a pleasure having you on the show. If there's any new information or any kind of interesting news that comes out, as always, just email me if we need to do another Skype, or you just want me to tell people through my own video on YouTube. I'll of course gladly do that. And wish you guys the best of luck. I'm sure this is going to be successful in my opinion, because this is just one of those things I think is going to be killer. Get rid of all these middlemen banks, get rid of all the scammers who take their fee. When you're trying to help a country that needs food, they're taking their profit. I got payroll, I've got my big salary, I've got this building to pay for. Get that out of the way. I love it. So Till we meet again next time, guys, it was a pleasure. Take care.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time, Joe. And I hope to have a new interview very soon.
Yes. Excellent. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.